A lot of energy, a lot of focus, guys. Come on. 1, 2, 3, go!
Hi, I'm Anna with the Poor People Podcast.
Hey, Anna, do me a favor. Stop fucking it up. And go!
Hi, I'm Anna with the Poor People Podcast. We are going to be making Starburst shots. Do a nice little poor person pour because I need a shot today. We're going to do watermelon pucker, vanilla vodka. We're going to put cranberry juice in there, and then we're going to do lemonade. Hopefully this works. And we're going to just pour that in there. And then we're gonna top it off with some Sprite. Here we go, friends. You gonna come in here and try it? We're not doing any NA today. We're drinking today.
Anna's gonna black out.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You can't see my legs, can you?
That's so good.
So we're gonna do this. Okay, well, first of all, we're going. So
Yeah, welcome to Poor People. Yeah.
Holy shit! This is our first time. I mean, we're doing this live thing. We're gonna try it out. It looks like it's kind of working, I guess, but we'll figure it out. But so we had one of our places we were gonna go to today bail on us, kind of last minute, which is fine, whatever. So we decided to do a poor people slumber party.
Slumber party. Yeah.
Slumber party.
You want to tell them where we're at? Are we in LA in our studio?
Yeah, we're in our studio in LA.
Our
We
lounge room.
transformed it. Yeah. We transformed it into a living room. Just for today though.
Just
Yeah.
for today.
So like the green room, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we expanded it so much.
It is very expanded. It's crazy. Here, Mike, I'm gonna send you this.
This is actually pretty funny because we're live, so everyone gets to see all the antics behind the scenes because they
Yeah.
only get to see the
I know all the
seriousness.
parts we would like cut out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
like-
now this is like we
like
probably
more
we
pressure.
won't be able to do our Patreon live probably.
No,
Because
probably
that's
not.
gonna be some
Canceled.
there's
Yeah.
gonna be some stuff on there that's like probably really messed up. To be
$5 a
honest.
month.
To be honest. Okay, so we should go through our let's just, since we're here right now and we are on live and we don't like do this very often, we should definitely just like go through our comments.
Oh, good.
And
Can you
like,
go on our recent one that we
yeah.
did? So this is on our TikTok, this video that we have, but it's also on Instagram.
Yeah.
But we
It's
have
just a
more.
reel.
Yeah, so we have more comments on TikTok. We have 72, 79. I can't see that. I don't know. Jaden and I have been commenting on our TikTok, and it's basically like, because I guess I'm in the video a lot just talking about the actual like shot and things like that. And one that I really liked, the comment that I absolutely loved, was when someone said all of us bartenders literally live the same life.
Oh yeah.
And
Was that on this video?
I think it's definitely in the comments on TikTok, and that is so true. It's so unbelievably true. It's like Groundhog's Day, but in order to have our content for this specific podcast, we have to work almost every single shift that we have.
Yeah.
Because last night, oh my God. Like, you guys don't want to miss this new episode that we're recording because I have so much stuff to
Yeah.
talk about. It was just insane. And if we live the same life, I hope that you guys don't have to deal with some of the stuff that I deal with personally on my shifts, because oh my God, I would hate that. But I mean, I just hope everyone has a good shift no matter what. And
It's unpredictable.
It's
Every
so
always
shift
unpredictable.
is very different. I feel like at the end of every night that I bartend, I'm like, well, that was weird.
Yeah.
In a different, new,
Yeah.
weird way.
Yep. Tomorrow's a new
Yeah.
day. So I don't know. What do you like? How do you go into your shift? Like, do you think it's gonna be a good, like, obviously it's gonna be a good shift, but do you think, okay, I'm gonna mentally prepare myself for whatever could possibly happen?
Just like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I was gonna say, I think I always go into every shift with like a pretty level head.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, you know, just it's like preparing for the uncertainty of like whatever it could be. He's gonna play definitely.
That's adorable. Just right under the blanket.
Yeah. We have our studio cat Lennon in the house. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's almost better to like just be willingly like unprepared
Yeah.
for whatever happens. Yeah, he'll play for sure. If you like touch the blanket, he'll like fight you. This is the poor people's slumber party, and he's the only one in a tent fort right now. Okay, but
It's me at a party.
Okay,
just
but-
with the fucking
Sorry. See, this is what we cut out.
Yeah.
So like this is behind the scenes. Like you guys don't ever get to see this, but like we do get distracted. Like
very
we wholeheartedly
easily,
get distracted
all the time.
But like this is a good distraction.
Yeah. Okay, so wait, we should talk about this comment here because it's like the reel is talking about like what do you want basically when they're like, oh, I just want tequila, and then you're like, what kind of tequila? We have 9 different tequilas, whatever. This one is like, just pour them the most expensive one from Bradshaw 37. Do you ever do that?
I don't.
Would you though?
No, I would not, only because I wouldn't want to pay for a $45 shot, and like you tell me that you want a tequila shot, like and I hand you a $45 shot and I pour that liquor and you look at me and go, I don't want that.
They're not gonna say anything if you do that.
Well, and it's like tricking them almost.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's like if they do not specify, you're supposed to pour well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that not correct?
I agree.
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
And that's what a couple of the comments said in here too. Like, oh, I would just pour them well if they're not going to tell
Yeah.
you. But it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Only because like if I were to pour a $45 shot, they don't want that. If I were to pour a well shot and not ask them what they specifically want, that's not like good customer service. That's not being a good bartender per se. But to each their own. Everyone is different. So yeah, if you want to pour a well shot, that is totally fine. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna ask someone what kind of tequila they want, because I don't want to pour them something that I'm going to turn around and just pour out anyways and waste, unless I can go give it and make it with another drink at the end of the night, which I will do that. But it's always that devil's advocate. Am I saying that right?
Devil's advocate.
Yeah, thank you.
It's like where you're like playing the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly, like that's just rude. If they don't specify, you pour the most expensive thing. Like, I don't think that's being like, they're not gonna come back to
Right.
you.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and that's what makes me think that it's like, would they even drink it? Like, would they even pay for it? You know?
No, they'd leave it there and be like, I'm not fucking paying for that. You just poured me a $45 tequila shot. That's not what I wanted. I wanted like lower shelf tequila.
Right. But like, if I got that shot and like I just said I want a shot of tequila, and like in good faith, I'm not being an asshole or anything, I would be pissed if I got a $45 shot and I had one shot. I'd be like, dude, I didn't know.
Because you're supposed to pour well.
Right.
If
Yeah.
they don't specify, like that's
Right.
rude as
Yeah.
fuck.
I did see this one where it's this like receipt heard around the world or something like that. Well, I will have to find it, but it was basically like, I think they had like 10 drinks total and like maybe some food, and their bill was like $24,000 or some
What?
shit like that. Yeah.
No.
It was insane, but it was like, but the receipt was like 2 like unfiltered waters or 2 filtered waters, and it was like $20 a piece, and it was like stuff like that, and then like 1 sparkling water, and it was like $45.
Where is this?
I don't know,
In
but-
what world
Yeah,
does
but,
water
like,
cost that much?
If you, I mean, I could see it like if you're paying for like the experience or something like that, like spending $24,000, I guess, if you have that type of money, but like, to just like go to a place and then be like, my bill is 24 grand, I'd be like, I need to like take out a loan for this dinner.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I
That's
don't even.
insane.
I've never. Yeah, no, nope. I'm okay.
nope.
I'm totally okay on that.
But yeah, basically you're like, my most expensive shot is $45. And then they're like, well, they won't make that mistake again.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that is true, but I'm not going to do that. Or like the main topic of this actual video was if you are going to walk away. I am
Yeah.
actually starting to become more comfortable with that. But I'm going to be more polite about it instead of just being like, yeah, well, figure it out and then like walk away.
Yeah.
I'm just be like, okay, I'm going to give you guys a couple more minutes and I'll be right back. I'm going to go serve the people down over here.
Right. So to preface, it's like you ask someone what they want and they're like,
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, I will be
Yeah.
right back. I'll give you guys a couple more minutes. So
Yeah.
that's like where I'm going to walk away. I'm not just going to blatantly look at him and just walk away.
Right.
yeah, I usually, I'm just like, well, let me know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yep.
And then I'm like, okay, next
Yep.
person.
Yeah.
But that's just like, think about it. Like, you tell me that you want a beer and I pour you an IPA and you don't like an IPA. You wanted a fucking Angry Orchard.
Well, and if I'm ever undecisive on something like that, I'll like wait until like if they come up to me and they're like, "What do you want?" I'm gonna be like, "I want a beer, but I don't know what I want yet." You know, so it's not like I'm asking for anything. It's like I'm gonna figure this out on my own. I'm a strong, independent man.
Or since like if we have viewers that aren't bartenders or haven't worked in the service industry, just be prepared when someone walks up to you and they ask you what you want to drink, and or just like let them know, like, oh, we need a couple more minutes, because you know we have so many other people to serve. We have so many other tables, especially if we're super busy too.
Yeah.
I know you guys are going there to get like good service and things like that, but also just be mindful of like what you actually want, and like just be mindful of like if you need more time, just say that too.
And just read the room. Like if you're not busy and you're like, they want to like conversate and be like, well, what's your favorite drink, or like whatever, fine. But if there's a fucking line and I ask you what you want and they're like, I'm like, okay, next. Like, you should have prepared.
Yep.
There's some good ones in here. Cajun Queen 56 said, "I'm a bartender and my favorite line for this is, let me know when you get your order together and we walk away." It seems like everybody is agreeing we just walk away.
And I'm glad that a lot of the other bartenders are agreeing with that. And again, I'm like starting to be okay with saying that and then leaving, but the main one that stood out to me was we all like all the bartenders live the same life, and I'm like, yeah, it's Groundhog's Day for sure.
This one, it's from L. It says, "Today table asked about happy hour. I was slammed. I said $2 off Wells. They said, we will take the 3 of the well, please."
That's so...
The other day, I had someone ask for a well beer during a happy hour, like, ma'am, from user 3731827390811.
Jesus Christ, 811. That's hilarious. Oh, look, L says, "I'm gonna need to see some ID."
Yeah. And then that's when I commented, "Okay, so you know what a bar well is, right?" Like, that's what they just obviously have no idea.
These are simply too good.
It's simply too good.
Yes, the time to decide that you want what you want is before you signal me and I come over, not after. I walk away to help someone who's prepared to order, and now you wait. I think that's from Cristobal. I think that is like the best way to put it, is like you really only, I feel like you understand that more if you're already in the service industry. Cause like that's what I said I do, you know? So it's like, I'm always going to be like cautious, and just not cautious, but just like respectful of their time, and realize, especially if they're busy, like I'm gonna give you 4 drinks really fast. I'm gonna give you more than enough cash, and then you can do your thing as fast as you need, and then it's ready to go. Brad Mosley said, "Everyone should have to bartend for a night. It takes a good person to do that, not real job." Oh, and then we had Matthew Rangel. Is it Rangel? Is that how you say it? Matty Rangel. We've been wanting to have him on the podcast for a while now, and we're gonna make that happen here soon. But he said, "Baffles me the amount of time and attention people waste. Like, bro, the more drinks I make, the more the bar makes, the more we make, and the more drunk you get. Rate of play, paid of play, rate of play." I think that might have been a typo, but
No, that's totally fine.
Plate of play.
Yeah, but he's not wrong though, too.
No, he's not. I mean, yeah, you want to give your bartender money. You should want to tip them, you know? I don't think anybody wants a bartender that they're like, "That was terrible, I'm not going to give them a tip," unless you're just a bad person. Oh, geez. Myers J28 said, "I was once told you stand here until I'm ready. That's customer service. I work in the industry." I walked away. Turns out her industry is
McAllister's Deli.
Oh my God.
That's like, that's like being at Poncheros and being like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna stand here and wait until I'm." Yeah, it's like, you're making my fucking burrito. Oh shit, I didn't realize you're making my burrito. Like,
well, I just like how a lot of people are just, again, agreeing to everything. Like, we haven't really had anyone saying that they don't agree, but most of these people that are in the comments are definitely bartenders. So
The ones who get it.
yes.
This one's interesting from Shelby. At some point, you just decide for them and make the sale, unfortunately. Have you ever done that?
When someone says, "Oh, can you just get me shots?" and I'm like, "Yeah," and then I get them Rumple Mints.
Right.
But that's the thing, though. Like, people don't want to drink Rumple Mints, but you're like asking me for a shot and you're not specifying what you want. I'm gonna get you either the Jameson in my well or the Rumple Mints because I'm a bartender. We're all gas, no breaks. So you ask for a shot, you're gonna get a bartender shot.
I mean, I work at a bombs bar, so I usually make a bomb. But is that your go-to? Someone's just like, whatever, I don't know what I want. Like, you're just like, okay.
Yeah, I like to see them realize what I get them.
Do you think that's do you think that helps your tip?
No.
You're just kind of like,
Yeah, fuck it, whatever.
no, I was gonna say.
See, but again, like,
I had to stop myself.
Sorry.
but if it's busy like that, you don't care because you know you're gonna make another few dollars in a couple seconds, you know?
Well, and I think if it's like one person ordering a shot like that or something, they're like, I don't know what I want, just make whatever. And then I'll just go to the next person and be like, okay, what do you want? And they'll be like, 4 whatever bombs. And then I'll be just like, okay, I'm just gonna make 5. You know, like, I think that's almost the better way to do it. Just for in my head, because then I'm just adding 1 to whatever and I'm just giving it to this guy. But I've never just been like,
Well, when you like give them an option though, like if they say, "Oh, I want 4 bombs," I'm like, "Okay, so orange peels," and they normally agree with you, and then you just make the orange peels.
Yeah.
So if you actually just give them an option, they'll definitely just take that option because they don't want to decide. They want you to decide for them.
right.
And usually I'm like, well, what kind of liquor do you usually drink? They're just like, just make me a drink. And I'm like, okay, I know 100
No
drinks.
help at all.
Yeah.
Like, what liquor do you usually drink? And sometimes they like can't tell me. It's like they like just never prepared to go to the bar and get a drink. And I'm just like, okay, well, you're getting a vodka lemonade.
Here you are.
Simple as that.
Indigo Kid 87 said, before picking up the menu, do y'all have a drink menu? Like, that one also to me is like, or like, especially when you're at the restaurant and they're like, oh, what kind of beers do you have? And I'm like, they're all right here, right in front of you.
Oh my God. Or like when they ask you what kind of sides you have and you name off all the fucking sides and they're like, I don't want a side. And I'm like, oh, mother of God, I'm going to no.
Or they like stop you when you're like walking by them and they'll be like, can we get some silverware? And then I look at their table and their silverware is just like on the other side of a menu. And I'm like, yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I always feel kind of like a douche whenever I do that. But also at the same time, I'm like, I kind of don't feel bad. Like,
yeah, no, it's there.
You know?
It's there.
You stopped me
I'll get
and
it for
wasted
you.
my time.
And
Just
then there it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, can I tell you just a very brief story?
Yes, let's hear it.
Before I bartended, and I didn't really know like how much tequila could cost. I went into a bar and I was trying to impress a girl I think I was on a date with. And I was just like, 2 of your most expensive tequila shots.
Oh, no.
I spent well over $100 for 2 tequila shots.
God damn it.
What, did it work? did it work?
Well,
So
No.
you
by
heard
that,
it.
I don't know. I mean, no.
You heard it here first. Is that girls don't really like expensive tequila?
Yeah. No.
If I'm asking for the most expensive thing on the menu, kick me out of the bar.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
We should go through. Okay, because we haven't like actually addressed any of this at all. But we should do the we listen and we don't judge one, because I got railed on that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, let's do it.
They did not like me. So, okay, to preface this, we did this on the day of. We were filming at Nightingale, and this was just a trend that was like really popular right around that time. And so we were like, we should do it and put our poor people style on it and make it like really messed up bartender things.
Yeah, just really wild and mostly satire.
Yeah.
Like, we're not fucking serious.
We don't do these things.
No, I don't pee on my hands.
Right. Exactly. That's the thing where I'm like, it gets like progressively worse.
Yeah.
So how did they not like figure out that
Yeah.
like it was not
It was a
like,
joke.
real?
It
Some of
was
this
a
is
joke.
definitely a joke.
We got like personal DMs.
Yeah,
about
from
this
people
video.
like concerned about our like
Yeah.
the way
Yeah.
we serve people and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I just want to preface also, I am not serving diabetic children Pepsi. Like, I am not doing that ever. Like that is I just thought
I totally
thought
forgot
like
about
the whole joke in my head was like, "Oh, I'm giving you the wrong drink on purpose."
Yeah.
Can we play it? I
Yeah.
feel like it's not like
Yeah,
didn't
we
explain
can
it
we can
enough.
play it through the speakers too here.
We listen and we don't judge. If I run out of one of the bottles while I'm pouring your drink, I'm not getting another one. It's just going to be light.
We
listen and we don't judge.
Sometimes
I've
when
done
people
that
order Diet
before.
Pepsi, I just put Pepsi in it.
So bad you could kill someone with their diabetic.
We
listen and we don't judge.
Sometimes when I just don't want to make a cocktail, I tell them that we're out of the ingredients.
We listen and we don't judge.
I can't wash my hands in the tonic bathroom.
So when you touch me, when you're coming back from the bathroom, you go, sorry.
I got some on my hands for sure. We
listen and we don't
judge.
Sometimes when I drop my limes on the ground, I don't wash them before I cut them.
Okay, I do know that.
We listen and
we
we
don't
don't judge.
Sometimes I see the gnats in the bottom of the bottle and I still serve it to people.
We listen and we don't judge.
See, okay, that to me is like the two that you said were far worse than the whole Pepsi Diet Pepsi switcheroo that I
Yeah.
said.
Well,
And I mean, okay, yes, people could die.
You're the only
in
guy on the
reality.
podcast, that's why.
But yeah, literally, I was roasted for this. Name Jeff said they should rename this segment "I'm bad at my job,"
That's a good one.
and then we commented, "You should see the name of our podcast." The BMACD said, "But they still want a 20% tip. Get fucked." Okay.
20% is for gnats in
Yeah.
your drink. 30% is either no gnats or extra gnats,
Oh, God.
depending
I
on
just-
how much
You
you
like
like gnats.
I just remember.
I wonder who said that. Was that? Yeah, that was good old Michael,
That
our
was-
producer.
That, yeah. He-
Wait. Is there like a response to that?
Here,
comment?
wait. Yeah, I'm trying to get it full screen here. Okay, so then, yeah, I think because a lot of people, when I noticed, like when I would respond to this, like, oh, you guys are upset with the Diet Pepsi, but you don't have a problem with this, people would
Did
respond.
you see this one?
I didn't see this
Read
one.
it.
20%. The BMACD replied to our comment and said 20% is for the attractive bartender, which is not shown here. Take the dollar and be thankful. Glorified panhandler. Holy
Roasted.
Why didn't we respond to that?
What is his deal? Why does this guy? Why does the
Show your
BMACD
face.
Yeah, literally. Why does
Let's
he
see
hate
your
us
face.
so much?
Doesn't think Jaden's hot.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom says I'm very attractive.
Good. The gnats one is so
Adam the
fucking
kid
gross.
said
And
the
diet
gnats one.
I've never-
Yeah, the gnats one is so fucking gross, and the diet one I've never had to do because the diet and Coke are right next to each other. So what's the difference? Don't get it.
Okay. I
One's
just wanna
Pepsi and
say,
the
though-
other is also still Pepsi.
That's true. We have Pepsi, so.
That was
Oh
a
my
hilarious
God.
comment, actually.
We got the worst hate on this one too.
Yeah.
You can't even see my face in the fucking video.
Yeah, you're wearing like a furry like bucket
bee.
hat.
Yeah, bucket hat. Yeah.
It's silly. I just want to say though, like if you are diabetic and like you will die if you drink regular Pepsi, maybe like mention that to the
Yeah,
server.
well- Oh, yeah,
Be
for
like,
sure.
I have to have like diet, please, and also like
Yeah,
it has
make
to be
it known.
diet.
It's the same thing with like any allergy.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna tell your server or whatever, like
Mm-hmm.
I have a gluten allergy. I'm allergic to peanuts or whatever. I'm allergic to the air in the kitchen. It's like, yeah, sorry, we'll turn the AC off for you. You know, like, but this one too. First rule of this is just Kim Possible. It looks like. First rule of bartending, the blender is always broken unless your radius to a beach is 15 miles. That's a solid, that is very true. Although I will say at one of the bars I was working at, it was just on the whiteboard that the blender was broken, like can't order blended drinks. And then just one day I was bartending and I was just like, I'm going to see if it's actually broken. It just wasn't. And like worked perfectly fine. We like purposefully like took things off the menu because the blender like was like stuck in its spot or whatever. Yeah, I just turned it on and it just worked perfectly fine. And people were like, "Oh, I thought like this person specifically broke it. Like they came into the kitchen and said they broke it." I was like, "Yeah, they were lying to you." Like,
Don't tell. Now you have to blend a fucking drink.
Yeah. Poor People Podcast is brought to you by
Tipsy Cub.
Cub. Thank you to our sponsor, Tipsy Cub.
Thanks to Tipsy Cub, we are able to make it through our hangovers. It is a hangover preventative powder. Shake it, tear it, and tip it, guys.
You can find the link to Tipsy Cub in our bio. Use code POUR20 for 20% off your purchase. I'm drunk.
I'm Jaden.
Oh my god.
Okay. So, question mark said, we're still on the same, we listen and we don't judge reel that we did in December. And okay, y'all lost me here because absolutely not. And then we said, "Oh no, why no?" And then Tin Man said, "Seriously." And then Han said, "This is the most relatable bartender post I've ever seen in my life." See, this is how you listen right here. Take notes, y'all. Okay, this one's kind of messed up. Bridget K. Wilmarth said, "Okay, but the gnats is so real. A quick strain and they'll be fine."
Okay, listen though. Like,
have you ever strained out gnats?
no, but I've had
a gnat in my.
I've had a gnat in my drink, and it's like
Oh,
not
yeah,
that
same.
big of a deal.
I just
that or
figured it
like
out.
my beer, like because sometimes they go up into the beer spout and I don't realize it, and I go to pour a beer and they end up in there. But that's because my beer spout is always open and they sometimes go in there. But if you have gnats at your bar, that means that you need to clean something that's like sticky or wherever. So unfortunately, it's really hard, especially like in an outside bar, to prevent that.
Yeah.
But at a like inside bar too, just make sure your bar is not sticky and clean.
I also wonder like how unhealthy it actually is for you. Is that weird to say? Like if you actually like ate a gnat, like
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
would it?
I don't know.
I'm sure you eat worse things without knowing.
Well, and
I
isn't
bet you probably put worse things in your mouth, Jaden.
well,
Ouch.
I mean, I eat stickers all the time, dude. No, but I mean, like, isn't there also the thing where it's like, I think you eat like 7 spiders a year in your
that's
sleep
what I
or
mean.
something.
Really?
Like that.
Have you ever like know,
What?
eaten outside in your life? Like,
Or, like,
there's
Yeah.
fucking bugs.
gotten
Sarah,
like
yeah.
hit with like dust or like gravel and stuff, and it's like in your mouth and it's all like gritty and gross.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how bad it actually is for you. Obviously it's gross, but I wonder if there is like, I mean, and I'm sure it's against health code, but I just wonder what the actual health concern is that maybe it's probably just
sure.
that you're not cleaning,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and so that's why you have gnats. But I would never strain out gnats.
No, yeah, that
and,
bottle's
like,
gone.
use a strainer. That was messed up.
That
dude.
bottle is gone.
Flowers on the Rock said, "Please don't think all bartenders are like this." Which, okay,
Wow.
I get like, who are they defending? like, I don't understand.
I
that.
don't know.
Like,
I don't
that's
know.
the thing where it's like, especially like, there's another one that we're gonna come across probably where it's like, this is really sad. Like, don't think bartenders do this. It's like, it's a joke, dude. Like, but the thing is also don't think that bartenders don't do this shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
also
stuff
we're
because-
not in
Yeah.
we're not talking about fucking fine dining here.
Right.
No.
Right.
Like we work in dive
Fine
bars,
dining
pretty
would
much.
not be doing this. First off, there's no way I don't
No.
even think we'd be able to even go into a fine dining restaurant and talk.
Oh, we did with Stuffed Olive.
Fine.
I did it.
That's pretty fine.
Let's hit up NEV.
Or like Fleming's or something.
Or like 801 Chop House.
KG said, "Yeah, that'd be cool too." Fraggle Rock 21 said your ginger ale is probably going to be Sprite with a splash of diet, aka Pepsi.
Bartender's hack.
Dude, the fact, so that's the thing too, is like we definitely are gonna like rage bait some people with like some of the stuff that we do, but also at the same time it's like fully a joke. So like it's just like we're just gonna lean into it hard, and I think we pretty much always have. So that's why I love us.
Again,
honestly.
It's just drinks. It's not that serious.
It's really not.
You're gonna be drunk by the end of it. So why
and
does it matter?
You have the luxury of going out and spending your money on alcohol. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna be that picky about it.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, but okay, that's pretty much all.
Next.
There's a bunch in there. But okay, so what we should do now is we should go onto Reddit and just so we found some bartender Reddit like subforums or whatever that we wanted to just like read out loud and talk about.
Oh my god.
Okay, so this is the first one that I found that was like, we have to read this. Okay, so this is on our unpopular opinion. Bartenders take themselves way too seriously. You're not an ER doctor in the south side of Chicago. You're not storming the beaches of Normandy. You're making drinks at a effing bar. How about act like it? The job doesn't make you tougher or cooler than any other job.
Yes,
no
it
one
does.
cares that much about your mixology or how you carry the bar. It's a job. Get over yourself. I'm sorry, this is kind of a rant, but I've been working with bartenders and I've never been around a more dysfunctional group of people in my life.
That's not wrong. That is so not wrong.
And I'm starting to see that the job encourages you to get more dysfunctional as you go on. I mean, the pride of some of these people is effing insane. If you listen to them complain, it sounds like they're working the ER. I hope I don't have to say this doesn't apply to you if you are a chill, healthy person that happens to bartend.
No, it does not exist. It does
but
not.
like, what do you think about that? How highly do you think
Hang on,
you guys
can you go back
carry
up to the
yourselves?
top so I can see what you just read?
Okay.
Okay,
should
first
we?
off, I'm not storming the beaches of Normandy,
No.
but there are some times
It's
that like
super close.
hot place to start. No,
Hot place
no,
to start.
No, but it's like
Let's talk about it.
it's like it's just like sometimes there are like, as me and Haley, I'm not gonna be able to break up a fight. There's no way that I'm gonna step in between a fight, but like I have to literally yell at people to not fight. So I kind of have to step out of my comfortability to get a little bit aggressive. Now, storming the beaches of Normandy is super dramatic, like overly dramatic, but half
Do you
of
think ER is overly dramatic as well?
no, because half of the bartenders are nurses. They go to nursing school. They end up being a nurse.
Or they're just patrons.
Or that too. I don't, yeah.
But no, it's actually okay. No,
Yeah,
I'm
on
just
call,
yeah,
yeah.
I was just gonna say we've made this
Drinking.
analogy before where we're like on being on call is like very similar to being a nurse, and so like it's actually funny
we're
that
not-
we, yeah,
no,
they said
no.
it's the
No,
exact same.
backpedal.
We
Backpedal.
have to preface.
No, I'm just saying, like, most bartenders have become nurses.
I work at the bar in the ER.
because we are able to deal with dysfunctional situations.
Yeah,
Like, we have
it's just being on your feet and
yeah,
like,
being on your feet,
quick on your toes,
like can multitask and things like that. And especially, I don't know if that's the word dysfunctional I want to use, but there are some serious situations that happen in the ER, obviously, and you just have to be able to like have that switch and be able to take care of that situation. So, I mean, it's kind of like you said, being on your feet and figuring it out. But when you're a bartender, I am so many roles.
Yeah.
So many roles for no reason too. Like I shouldn't have to be a pain in the ass to someone that is drunk, or like, let's say they end up getting sick and I have to toss them out or whatever. It's it's kind of, I don't know. It's very back and forth. How do you feel about that? We literally have to wear so many hats. It's kind of.
Okay, we should all, before we get into this, we should all vote on who takes themselves the most seriously out of the three of us. Yeah. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure that was all clear. That's not a bad thing.
But I manage the bar.
Yes,
and I
know.
know that
I'm not.
but you manage people. I don't know how
Yes.
do you manage people. I manage a whole ass grown adult.
Yeah.
See, I call it like adult babysitting.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is. But what I was getting at is like, I think, okay, what you were saying, to go off of what you were saying earlier, where we have to be like quick on our feet, like, I do think, especially in downtown bars, like there can be situations where it flips in a moment's notice. Like
Yeah.
you said, it could be a fight, it could be somebody getting shot, it could be somebody puking out the door, whatever. But like, yeah, it is one of those things where you have to act very fast, and it's like, it's either you're doing it or somebody else is doing it. So I think that's where like the correlation between like doctors and working in the ER is like to bartending, because and you're on call. So like there's similarities in the scheduling, I guess, but like you're not actually saving lives.
Yeah, see,
No,
it's
yeah.
not like
you're
it's
destroying
not. I
lives.
just want to say it's not like a true comparison. Like
No.
we do
It's
not
not.
think that we're like that. You know.
Nope.
The only comparison is really just scheduling, like
Right, but
Yeah.
it can also be. It can be like scary and unsafe and unpredictable.
Right.
I guess.
Unpredictable. That's the word. Unpredictable.
Yeah.
Very unpredictable.
Yeah.
But I have to remind myself all the time that it is just drinks. Like this is
Right.
a luxury for these people.
And
Like,
I think I've had that mentality since I got in the
Yeah.
industry. So it's like literally never affected me to a point where it's like, I'm like, yeah, that's annoying. Like I'm tired. My feet hurt, whatever. But I'm never like, I can't fucking do this.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like,
No, I think I had a moment last night though that was like I was super frustrated because I couldn't use one specific well, and I had to like compose myself, and then people were asking me for a bunch of shit, and I just looked at them. I go, I'm fucking busy.
Yeah.
Like just wait a second.
see what I do in those situations when I am feeling overwhelmed or like something just happened and I'm like I can't like keep it together. I just tell my customers what the fuck just happened.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. And then they're more understanding,
Yeah.
you know, like make yourself like more like, I don't
It's
know.
actually funny that you say that because all three of these people that were asking me for stuff knew that what happened. Like
Yeah.
they watched this person do that and they came to me about it, and then they turned around and proceeded to ask for stuff after they just saw everything that just went down. So that's why I was like, I'm fucking busy. Like
Yeah.
you see what I have to clean up right now. Like
Yeah.
I'm not enjoying this one bit.
And that's when like, you know, people like feel like they're entitled.
Yeah, but then they
So-
also like because they were waiting on me because I was talking, and then all of a sudden that situation happened, and then like I ended up helping them. But I just want people to be like mindful, like, okay, you just saw this girl puke all over my bar, all over my ice well, and then you know that I have gloves on and I'm cleaning it up, and you're gonna sit there and ask me for a drink? Come on. Like,
See,
of course
no,
I would
that's
be like
crazy.
"Nah."
And then at that point, I do not respect you as a person. Like you saw what just happened, and you're still being like that towards me. I don't care to serve you.
Is it, wait, sorry, I missed that because I was checking the live, but is it like you're saying like when a situation is happening and then there's customer talking to you still like shitty?
No,
like-
like they're just asking me for stuff while they know that like I have puke in
You're
my hands.
dealing with the situation.
I have literally human vomit, cleaning up human vomit in my hands right now.
They're like,
Do
can I
you-
get a drink?
Yeah, that. And
Well-
I'm like, I'm fucking busy.
Hello?
I'm
Yeah.
so no, I don't think we're compared to the ER. I don't think we're compared to the storming of beaches of Normandy. But like, do we like have to deal with stupid shit like that? Not like in that comparison, but do we deal with stupid shit that's like not overwhelming, but just like just
Yeah,
not
we have to
needed?
wear many
yes,
hats.
we have to wear
Yes.
many
Yeah.
hats. But what was the other one that was said?
Well, there's this one is actually pretty good on here. Okay, so Space Ducks 1984 said he prefaced this with used to run a bar. The amount of functional alcoholics, mean girls who graduate high school and need a new place to feel popular, and people who couldn't handle being told what to do in a normal 9 to 5 were not only a large amount of applicants, but a large amount of people who were successful. That's kind of like a wild, like that's a wild take.
Hot take.
It is
but
a hot take.
it's not wrong.
It's not wrong at all.
Yeah.
It's definitely not
could
wrong.
actually agree. I've never thought about that.
I
but
wouldn't
now
say
I'm
that
thinking
really
about-
applies to any of us, other than Mike, our producer. But like other than that, I think it's just.
I don't know. Could you guys do it? Could you?
Nothing.
Just kidding. I just.
Do you think
just
you
wanna make
guys
sure
could do
you're
a
paying
9 to
attention.
5? Could you guys do a 9 to 5?
I used to.
No.
I used to.
We know you could.
I used to, but
Or
my
are
9
right now.
My 9 to 5 was 5:30 p.m. to 1:30 in the morning, and that sucked.
That's also not a 9 to 5.
You're a 9 to 5. It was like 5. It was like 5 to 1:30.
Burn.
It was still 8 hours, asshole. I still got insurance.
No, I don't think I could because, unfortunately, I think bartenders have red flags, and my red flag is that I like to deal with the toxic craziness of bartending.
Oh, I see that. Yeah, that makes
Like
a lot
I
of sense.
thrive in that type of atmosphere, and if I don't have that, I just like I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah, I have a different perspective of people in the service industry, and I think a lot of people are like creative people.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that
who
too.
have like hobbies that they don't necessarily make a ton of money off of.
Right.
So it just gives you the freedom
Yeah.
to like do your thing,
Which is
and
exactly what I do.
also,
Mm-hmm.
like work like a night job.
Right.
I couldn't work a 9 to 5. I could not. I would go crazy.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't work a 9 to 5, but like I just like the chaos of it all. I like the constant like always being on your
Right.
toes and things like that, and something
Well,
always new.
And we've always been big advocates too of being like this is a stable career.
It is.
to have, too.
It really is, and I know a lot of people.
in a lot of
that-
ways it is better than a 9 to 5.
Oh,
But
yeah.
in a lot of ways it's worse as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But I will say on the like creative note of it, where like it's a lot of like college kids, like broke college kids trying to like serve tables to make money. I worked full time and went to college part time, and then but when I had my 9 to 5, well, my 5 to 1:30 in the morning, whatever you want to call it, it's still 8 hours. It's still an 8-hour work day.
Weird 9 to 5.
I just worked the graveyard shift. But
That's
anyways,
Jaden's 9 to 5.
Yeah, I worked a 5 to 1.
but my thing was even in that job, like I still bartended on weekends, Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday,
Yeah.
or Saturday, Sundays. And so like even in that, I was burnt out for sure because I'm working 7 days a week. But also at the same time, I was like, I don't want to leave my shifts. Like, I don't
Oh,
want to
man.
give up my Saturday and Sunday shifts
Yep.
because they were so good. Like, and it
Yeah.
was so much fun. And I was there twice a week. And it was like the only thing that sucked is I just didn't have any time to do anything ever because my Friday nights were taken because I had to work, and then Saturday mornings I'm bartending. So Saturday night was really the only night I could go out, and then I would have to bartend still Sunday night. So it was like the flip flop of that schedule was really nice. But then like my friends would go to a show on Friday night and I couldn't go.
And you get FOMO for missing
yeah,
out on that.
exactly. Yeah. So that was the main reason is that my schedule was reversed. But even in that job, I still was like, I want to serve. Like I want to bartend.
Yeah.
And it was just good extra money too.
I just hate taking off work because I know when I take it off, like I would have made like so much more money. And I did that this weekend, and I keep saying that, but I had so much fun because I got to go and enjoy a show that I did. And again, the flexibility, I do wholeheartedly agree with you on
Yeah.
that for sure.
But I will say, like, it is a curse when you
Yeah.
take like a weekend
Yes,
off
yes.
and you're like, I would have made fucking $500.
Oh,
yeah.
Or
Or,
like,
like, when
was
you're-
this night worth the $500 that I missed out on?
Yep.
It's a curse.
I hate it when my
What-
boss calls me and
Yeah.
does that. Like, you should have been here. You would have made so much money.
Yeah.
You missed out. I'm like, no, I did not miss out. Don't tell me that because I made memories with my family and friends. It's okay. Stop saying
Yeah.
that to me.
But sometimes I've had the opposite where someone picks up my shift and they're like, that was really bad. Like I
no.
made like less than
Nothing.
$100.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, I feel really bad.
Yeah,
But I'm
I'm sorry.
so grateful that wasn't me.
yeah. Damn it.
Yeah.
I just forgot what we were talking about. I did have a point, but then I was reading some of these.
We were going
That's
off of red
funny.
flags.
There's some of these I probably shouldn't read, to be honest, like that one. But there was this one up here that was pretty good. Okay, so it starts from I bartend and I don't drink. I just do it for money. The hardest alcoholic bartenders always act this way, from my experience at least, where they act like it's an ER and they're like saving the world.
See, and I know a handful of bartenders like that, where they take it just way too seriously. And
yeah.
I don't get that. Like, I enjoy bartending. Like, I think it's fun and I like meeting new people and I like making drinks. But like, it's obvious we're not working in an ER. Like, it's not that serious. Like, it's fun.
It never is. But do you think, because we all work in like speed bars, do you think that if we like took it to like worked at a bar that was like very high class and anything, do you think that would kind of change our perspective on it? Like,
I
where
just
we've been through this shit and now we're like,
I wouldn't like it because it's not fast paced and it, like, the time doesn't go by faster. But the only thing that I wish I had was a manager on duty.
right.
So then I could just bartend and not have to worry about anything else, because if I don't want a bar back, I don't want another bartender. I want like just a manager to be there.
Yeah.
So then they can handle certain situations that I don't want to have to deal with.
Right.
Because again, we wear many hats. When I have to be the manager and be very like assertive to someone, then I become the bitch. You know what
because you're the like bar manager, right? So like I don't mean that like in like it's less than what you normally do, but I'm just saying like you are bartending and the manager on duty.
Yep.
So
all of us are. So when we are bartending, we are the manager that is on duty as well.
all of you.
All of us, yeah.
Okay, so like at the restaurant where I work, it's like there's servers, there's a bartender, maybe 2 or 3 bartenders, and then there's a manager.
Yep.
Yeah, so like, but that's still a speed bar, you know what I mean? But the other thing that I was just thinking about is like there's this other like really well known, like pretty classy restaurant, classier than the restaurant that I work at anyways. But all of those servers and bartenders would come into our place after work, and I remember asking them about it, and because they have to wear like the white button downs, the long aprons, like all that stuff. They have to know all the wines, like all that stuff, what pairs well with what. Anyways, but I was asking them like, how much money would you make like on like a good night, you know, like or whatever. And they were telling me that their sections are smaller than the sections that we have at the fast-paced restaurant because there's more stuff. They're bringing out bread, olive oil, all that stuff, but they're still making about the same, which was crazy to me because I figured that they would give them less sections for a better or less tables in a section for a better experience so that they can get tipped more and make more money. It's obviously more expensive. I just don't like, it just didn't make sense to me that like even with a fast turnover rate, like you're getting tipped less. They have a slow turnover rate, but they're getting tipped more, but it just equals out the same. Like that kind of blew my mind.
Yep.
Because I was thinking like, oh, if I went over there to the classy restaurant, I'd make twice as much money, you know, or whatever. But that's just not actually the case. And I guess it just depends on where you go. But we were making about the same at 2 different restaurants, which was like crazy to me. For like an upscale restaurant and like a upscaler and a sports bar.
I never really thought of it in that way.
Yeah, because they take less tables. So they'll have like a 4 table section, whereas we'll have like a 6 or 8 table section. But it just happens boom, boom,
but
boom.
But the price of the bill is more.
Right.
So they're tipping 20% at least or more.
Well, not only that, but there's more stuff. It almost seems like it's easier work for more money.
I think we're just working like
or the same amount of money.
You know, like faster, and in that amount of time, we served 25 people for their one table, and we made like X amount. Right.
Well, because then I'm sure too, if they have like a bigger table, then it's like 20 people at that restaurant or whatever for a big party, then they're still gonna make still probably twice as much as we would on a party that size. But yeah, essentially it's like you're still making about the same amount of money. I guess it just depends on where you're at, and how good you are. But I don't know, that just blew my mind.
Yeah. And your personality, though. Like, I feel like in those kind of jobs, you have to, like, kind of conceal your emotions and your personality.
Yeah.
And those people just know that they have to tip 20%, you know, at least.
Yeah.
But we're, like, you know, having conversations with
and building regulars and
yeah.
building friendships and things like that. So I don't think I could ever work in fine dining because I'm just, we just like to have fun. We just like to throw
I'd much
parties.
rather have fun.
And like
Yeah.
be ourselves and not conceal our emotions.
Okay, so there's 2 on here. Where are we at on time? Okay, we're getting pretty close. So let's do like one more of these, and then we can wrap up and then get into Patreon.
Okay.
So there's what's the saddest story you've had someone tell you while having a drink at the bar, and what is something that we do at bars that pisses you off? There's also what is the weirdest thing that you've ever witnessed at your job?
Oh.
And then finally,
Nothing really weird. It's kind of like just a normal thing.
what is the strangest conversation you've ever overheard because people assume sound doesn't travel over the bar? Those are all really good.
They are, but I would have to like really like sit here and go into the brain files and try to figure out what I would say to you about
we'll
that.
just look. We just have to pick one. And then we'll just go into that
people
for
have
them.
their own stories.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sad, weird.
I think weird.
Weird. At
Or
bars.
that one's good.
Yeah. What is
Things that
something we
piss you
do
off.
at bars that piss you off? Yeah. Okay, this one says the first one was don't effing eat out of the effing fruit tray. That fruit is meant for drinks, not for your grubby fingers.
Oh, that is so true.
Crazy.
That
This
is
is-
so true.
Vanity's
Who does that?
addiction. This is my biggest temptation in bars. I really like maraschino cherries. I've never done it though.
Yeah, but
Oh,
like
yeah.
politely ask if the time is right.
Yeah,
I'm
or, like,
happy to get that for you.
Or when people like ask about olives and
Oh.
you have like, but we have like a whole thing of olives. We don't have a tray of olives, which I'm glad because if we had like pickles or olives or the cherries, people would definitely be reaching over and grabbing that and eating them.
Yeah, it's it's something for me that like even when like servers are like taking food out of the food tray and like eating the orange and then like they throw the peel away, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm sorry, but it's just like Jesus Christ. Were you saying that you have ones that you wanna do?
Spinning like a ballerina, feeling gangsta every time I see ya. You're
Let's
the
check out the
king, baby, I'm the queen of.
Yeah, those opening bartenders don't do shit.
Okay. We should let's get into this. Opening
It's not about
bartenders versus
closing, though.
I don't think we've ever actually like talked about this.
Okay.
It's the difference. What's your thing on the difference? Get over here. You got to get in the camera.
Come on, come see
You can
it.
you can well if you sit over
So,
here
yeah.
actually cuz then you'll be right in the camera. Nice and warm for you, buddy.
Okay.
This is our head of our large producer team, Mike's.
Okay, so in the video it said closing bartenders versus opening bartenders, and closing bartenders have just a shitload of work to do, and then opening bartenders come in and everything's spotless and clean, and all they have to do is just make a freaking mess, and then the opening bartenders, one thing's out of place. No, this is disgusting. We have to raise our standards. This is so. Can you imagine? I can't believe this happened. That crap used to piss me off so bad because I worked at a kind of a nicer bar, and I remember this girl got there before me, and she's the worst, and so she made everything so that as the opener, she never had to do anything, even down to, and I don't really care what anybody's opinion on this is, opening bartenders should get ice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, always.
Okay, duh. I honestly also kind of think opening bartenders should stock beer. I get it. I understand why closing bartenders should, whatever, but give them more to do because they don't do anything. And at the bar that I worked at, we had a bunch of prep to do, and she would come in, not do anything, come in late, eat McDonald's, just sit there, do nothing, and then complain whenever one thing was out of place and freak out. And she even had it. So she was like, closing duties, bartender has to get ice. And I was like, that's the last straw. I'm not doing that. That's insane. You come in here 20 minutes late every day and don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
That is infuriating to me. So yeah, that's kind of my take on it.
Okay.
It's more of like when something doesn't get done, it doesn't purposely get done because like we might have like just forgot about that, or like we just, oh, I'm sorry. Like I'll make sure to do that again next time. But it's just one of those things where sometimes we miss steps, especially as closing bartenders, because we either had like a really busy night and we're trying to get all of our stuff done, all the dishes done, and like actually fully stock the bar or whatever. But like, I don't know, like the next day I normally go back into work and I stock the next day though too. But I don't work at a place where me and the girls don't not do anything. We actually have really good communication, like saying, hey, this didn't get done, I will do it the next day. And I'm really privileged for that. And I appreciate the girls that I work with so much. But I'm sorry that happened to you.
Oh yeah, but I mean a ton of places that's how it is.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just, it like most places you go, it's like for some reason openers don't see the disconnect where it's like, oh well, they obviously had a ton of shit to do last night.
Yeah.
I don't care. We worked with
I get
somebody
most of the
at
business.
the place
Yeah.
that we worked together at that was like, this is so, I can't believe this
yeah.
even happened. And then
I
one of the other
ignored that.
managers-
Dude.
Yeah.
I ignored it right away.
I sent a screenshot of it to, I think, the group chat, actually. I was like, this is insane. Like, you don't do anything as the opener.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. Even if
Yeah.
you do, it's still not as hard as closing. You have a laundry list of things to do as the closer, and you want to come at the opener. Like, first off, they're not going to open that until they wake up at 3. Like, they were working all night. Enjoy
Yeah.
your breakfast and cushy morning at your
Yeah.
nothing job. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna go in because we're the A team, dude.
I like today I set up the bar. Even though I closed down the bar, I was there today, and I like for some reason I just can't not go into the place that I work and not set up the bar, because like we're in there, I'm doing a bunch of stuff. It's the least I can do. Like I'm already in here, but that's just like me because I do things for those because I would like for them to do that for me, and that's like it's always like it's reciprocated. So I don't know. Is that how you say
Also,
it?
no, it wasn't. She's scared. She's scared of the
hate
flame.
the both of you. PTSD. You're witnessing live. It's live.
BTSD.
Shut the fuck up.
It is still implicated.
Like behind the scenes disorder. no. Okay.
Fucking bullies.
My thing is,
You guys
I
have
don't
seen
know.
it here. They're bullying me.
Okay. Yeah. Get out. Get gone. Gone. Get.
I got one thing I want to say to those openers, and that is to eat a bag of this.
Yes.
Oh man. Hell yeah. Okay, well we should just get into douche of the week and then just go into Patreon from here. That was pretty solid. I do have something to say, but I think it might be better if I save it for Patreon.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not. It's not like that, but it's okay. Basically all I was gonna say is I'm definitely an opening bartender, and I've definitely been guilty of not doing anything. But the main reason why is that our closing bartenders actually are like, they don't care. So it's like there won't be like anything, like I don't know. It's just, so it got to a point where I was like, every week I am filling this up and I am sick of doing it. I do it every single time. I make sure it's full when I'm gone, and it is it's always empty when I come in on my one shift that I'm there. And I'm like, really? Like, it's just the to-go boxes. Like, all you have to do is just grab the to-go boxes and just put them in the shelf. That's it. Like, literally just fill the shelf, stock it. It's not a big deal. And every week I come in, it's completely empty.
Well, people just don't work like you, Jaden.
But it's like, well, and I get it, but it's like, but then it gets to a point where it's like, okay, I'm sick of doing this for everybody else. I'm doing it because it makes my life easier, and I'm doing it so that it makes the person after me's life easier. But if they're going to refuse to do it for me every single time, then I'm going to say, fuck it. And I'm going to be like, I'm done doing it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, so it's like at that point, then we're both shit out of luck, and it just doesn't help anybody. But also at the same time, like, just do it. Like it's not a part of the side work, but it's the easiest thing to do, and it's so necessary because at the restaurant, like you have to go boxes like on hand. Otherwise, you're running to the kitchen, running back to the bar, running to the kitchen, running back to the bar. So I usually grab just enough for my shift. And so like I do feel bad about it in the end because probably the person that's like after me probably thinks that I'm the one doing it now because it's like, so then it's just that cycle of violence, you know, and it's just like, I don't know. So I think that's where I like kind of draw the line sometimes. But then also there are the certain things like filling the ice that I'm like, I like would rather do that as a morning bartender because I want fresh ice anyways. Like, you know, I'm not going to burn the ice, but it's better to have fresh ice than ice that you have to like break up because it's all melted together in the bin and everything. And just like little things like that. I like those little things that don't bother me. They typically don't bother me in general, but when it's like every week it's the exact same, the one thing that people are just not doing, get lost, bro.
I'm sorry you guys have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's rainbows and butterflies over at Tony C's.
Do you know what would help with all of this? Communication.
True. See, and
Just
that's
like a kind, like healthy reminder of like, this is your duty. This is what you're supposed to do for closing and opening. And it would just help everyone.
yeah. I agree.
like passive aggression.
Yeah.
Well,
see,
and-
I don't.
And see, well, now that you say that too, like I never really like brought it up that like
Yeah,
those
and
are
it sucks
supposed
because
to
you
be
like
filled.
shouldn't have to.
But yeah, exactly.
But you don't want to fight petty with petty
Right.
because again, you're both losing.
And I only did, to be fair, like I was only like fed up with it like the most recent time I was there. So I was like, I'm just not going to do it anymore. And then I still did it.
Yeah.
But I was like making a big deal out of it for everybody because it's like, I don't know, somebody's got to learn at some point. So I understand like not fighting petty with petty, but also it's just like, yeah, I shouldn't have to say, like, it's very clearly like this whole shelf is just to go stuff. It's always filled with pizza boxes and the styrofoam containers, the lids, the ramekins, all of that. It's always filled. Like, you're obviously using it. Like, just fucking fill it up. I don't know. But, okay. What else did
So
you guys
eat
have
a bag
to
of
say?
dicks.
Yeah, let's get into our... Should we call it dick of the week this week just because we're eating dicks?
Yeah, let's try it out.
All right. So typically this is douche of the week, but we're going to get into our dicks of the week. Dick of the week. Wait, should I do it again? We're going to get into our dick of the week.
Eat a bag of dicks.
Eat a bag of dicks. They're not an official sponsor, but we would love for them to be a sponsor.
They're very good.
They are very good. And their slogan is eat a bag of dicks. And honestly,
Yeah.
that fits us so well. Okay. So what?
Dude, I
We're all
am so
chowing down
hungry.
on
I
these
haven't eaten
dicks.
anything yet today, and I've been drinking, so leave me alone.
Ross Messiah said Jaden loves dicks.
I love dicks.
Aw.
I'm officially coming out. I love dicks. Salty dicks especially. Okay, what's your guys' dick of the week? I did like 4 last week, and I can't remember what mine would be this week.
I have some. They're in my notes. Right there.
And your phone?
Yeah.
That's on live right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so my douche of the week is the girl that threw up in my ice well.
Oh! I forgot you told us that before we started filming.
Yep.
What a bitch.
Dude. It's the one well that I make most of my drinks out of. And I'm down at the end of the bar talking to some people. And then I look over and this girl's like trying to like frantically clean up her throw up because she threw up in like 3 different glasses. And then she went to go lean over the bar and throw up in the trash can. But she threw up in my ice bin.
Wait. She threw up in her glasses?
Yeah, 3 different shot bomb glasses. And put napkins, like cleaning it up and put napkins in it. And then she like proceeded to throw up over into my ice well.
Oh
Yeah.
my
There's
God.
one thing that I can tolerate, and it's just not puke. It's not. It's just
Poop? Can you tolerate poop?
No, not that.
I might have walked out.
Like
if that happened to me.
Well, oh man, it was just so annoying. And at that point in time, like I was starting to get busy, and that's when everyone saw what I was doing because I had to grab my security guard. I was like, "Hey, you need to kick this girl out like right now." I had to put gloves on and everything, and I'm trying to clean it up as fast as possible. So then like no one's gonna like sit there and complain because some people are gonna be like, "Ew, throw up," and I'm like, "Yeah, I get it. I'm cleaning it up." And then like people are asking me for shit, and that's when I was like got snippy because I was like, I'm fucking busy. I'm cleaning this shit up. This is so gross. It's all in my ice. It's all over my trash can. Like now I can't even use this well. So like I have to go walk down to another well in order to get drinks and ice because I just don't have time to clean this shit up and go get new ice and stuff.
Yeah, I would not be nice after
Oh
that.
man.
How busy were you when
At
that
all.
happened?
I was like, I had at least 20 people walk in.
Dang.
Yeah. So like I was a little irritated, but it was like people that I already served that were asking me for more stuff. And I was like, no, I'm busy. And I like helped the other people because they already have drinks. They can wait a little bit longer. I probably shouldn't have like snapped on what I did, but I was just so frustrated with the fact that like now I'm down on one well and one specific well that I always make most of my drinks out of too, which really sucks. But I mean, we have 3, so I can't complain. But like the one well that I always use gets thrown up in. Like, thanks.
Yeah, and you have to clean it up very thoroughly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
you
yeah.
have to,
With
like,
bleach,
disinfect and
everything, and
It's gonna take a minute.
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
So I didn't end up doing that at the end of the night. But I mean, as a bartender, you can't make this shit up.
Yeah.
Like it has to happen to you in order for you to even like. There's just some stories that just baffle me, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like yeah. Like oh my god, I could not
definitely-
make this up.
Well, I mentioned this on it'll be tomorrow's episode, but the dude that like puked in on the patio, that was like I think honestly one of the first times I've had a person like puke at the bar. Usually like in the restaurant anyways, they like you can tell they're gonna get sick and then it's like get to the bathroom now and they'll like 'cause
No,
they
she
usually
just
at least
threw
have
up all
food.
over onto the bar and like onto the. Ugh.
What'd it look like?
Oh
I'm just
god,
kidding.
it
I'm just
was
kidding. I'm just
awful.
kidding.
It was awful. It was
I
just
I
awful.
can't look at it almost. I have
It's
to
just
like
fucking awful. It was awful.
Yeah, I don't know what would happen if someone threw up in my bar because I physically cannot clean it up.
Well, good
I
thing
will
though.
throw up.
Oh, this was another one too that I saw. But like what I was gonna say is like you have the security guard, so like you know that like he will take care of those situations. I don't work with the security guard on the nights that I work, so luckily the one like weekend night that I did work, there was security there, so they cleaned that up, which was really nice. But there was another one that I saw that was like, do you mop your own floors or do you have a bar back or somebody else like mop your own floors? And there was like a ton of comments on it, but I've always like mopped my own floors. And then when our security guard, the first like weekend night that I worked, he was like, oh, like don't forget, like do this. And I was like, oh, I already did all of that. Like, and he was like reminding me to like leave stuff out for him to take out. And I was like, oh, I already did all of that. Like, I didn't know you did that. I was like, I wouldn't have done it if I'd known you were going to do it. But obviously I still did because I'm just so used to doing it no matter what. But it didn't even like occur to me that like he just like is ready to do that.
Yeah. Well, I will say too, with the trash in particular, I refuse to take the trash out myself because I've had situations where there's like homeless people or just like sketchy people out by the dumpsters and I'm not walking out there by myself. So I will happily tip him out extra to do that for me, but I am not doing that.
And I think it's important too that you are tipping him out because like even with like hosts and stuff like that, like a lot of restaurants you are required to tip out hosts, but at the restaurant I work at, we're not. And so that means that they're not required to clean our tables. So when they are cleaning our tables, it's because it's like busy. They're like, you know, they got to get people sat and stuff like that. But when it's like slow and they have nothing else to do and they're cleaning my tables, I'm always going to tip them out. And they know that because I've tipped them out before. So it's like, I'm very appreciative of that work. And it's like, here's $10 to show you, like, I really appreciate you cleaning all of my tables all night, you know? And so it's the same thing with like he doesn't have to do that. It's not necessarily a part of his duties.
Yeah.
But he does. So, but yeah.
Stop it.
Do we have any? We're definitely pretty long on this. Do we have any other douches of the week?
I don't know. Haley, do you have one?
I'm sure I do.
I have an update on the guy that's offered to spit in your mouth for money. But we're gonna get into that. Yeah, your stalker. We're gonna get into that though on our Patreon.
$5 a month. Subscribe. You want to be a part of this.
It's only $5 a month. There's a lot of stuff that we don't put on the Patreon. We probably won't be able to do a live stream of it also if you guys are still here on live. But it's some good stuff, and it's only $5 for a month, and you get access to all of our content. So make sure you follow Poor People on Patreon, follow Poor People on everything, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, anywhere you can find your podcasts, Instagram, TikTok. And thanks for being here while we experiment and like do this whole live stream slumber party poor people situation.
Yeah,
this just came to us today, and we were like, screw it, let's do it.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Fun.
Anyways.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Wait, we got to do our cheers still.
Our drinks are empty, so
Yeah.
Oh, no.
for richer, for poor, thanks for watching Poor People.
Okay, I can finally stop screen recording.